Let's begin this chapter with the obvious. You've got a photo, or two, or three, but you want to open them in Photoshop. So we're talking about how you get this image into Photoshop, which is, pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. There are, I can think of offhand, 5 or 6 different ways that we can perform this. One way would be directly from your desktop or folder. You have an image that was or is a PSD, and you double-click on it, and it will be more than glad to open that image up in Photoshop for you. That would be one way. Let's go ahead and close that and collapse this back down. Here's another one. I have a JPEG right here. The default on a Macintosh for opening a JPEG image is to open it in Preview, and it's similar on a Windows system. So double-clicking won't serve me here. However, if I right-click my mouse, I get a context-sensitive menu. We've all been here. And among all the stuff I have, there is a Open With. And of course, on Mac, it's Preview, but I don't want Preview. So another way I can do this is by directly telling it to open it in the program I want, which would be Photoshop CS6. So that's another way to do it. Now let's go ahead and stay in Photoshop. And let's talk about the ways we can open it in Photoshop. The one most obvious, File Open. We go down to Open. We can come in here and open up any image that we want. No matter what it is, if Photoshop can read it, it can be opened here. Here's a little trick for you. If you are going to use File Open, which is fine, but if you are going to use it, if you double-click here, this area right here is known as the application frame. If I go to the word Window, you can see I have it selected. If you don't have that selected, then the program more or less is open to the desktop. So, with the application frame selected, if I double-click, it will open the File Open dialog box for me. That's just another way to get to it. My 2 favorite ways to work would be with the mini bridge or the bridge. Now, I'm in the Essentials workspace right up here, which means I've got the mini bridge down here. And if I click and open it, as you can see, there they are. And I can open up any image I want, even a JPEG. You say, well, when you tried to double-click on it before, wouldn't it have opened it up in Preview? And that would be true. But Bridge can override the operating system, and I did that. Now, when we get to the Bridge chapter, I'll show you how I did that. That would be one way. The other way would be simply to go into the main bridge, and that's this button right here. And the same thing. You want to open up an image, double-click and open it. Well, that's 5. Actually 6 if you count the shortcut of me double-clicking in the application frame, different ways that we can open up an image. Again, choose the method that, based on what you're doing, is the quickest to get the job done. On to the next.